Getting a little frigid up here in the Northeast again, but I wanted to make a video about my quail that I have at home. So right before Thanksgiving, I made a video about peer pressuring people into getting quail because they are a very easily maintained semi-farm animal. It's like kind of on the edge of, are we actually farming or not? If you're on the verge of thinking, do I want to become a little bit more self-sufficient? Quail are pretty much, right along with meat rabbits, the easiest step to take into the world of homesteading, or whatever you want to call it. So my quail journey started a few years ago, ironically out of the order that one would think. I started with cows when I was 12 years old, and I've just kind of gone from here to this, and I now have a menagerie of livestock at my house. But my quail journey started a few years ago. At one point, my quail flock did get wiped out because I made the mistake of trying to keep them in a makeshift chicken tractor in the pasture with my sheep and cows. And it wasn't the cows or the sheep that caused the problem. The issue was foxes. So for the remainder of my quail raising endeavor, they will be housed inside. We keep them in these panels. They are easily found on Amazon. I believe I have them somewhere on my link tree. But obviously I have wired the inside of this, and I also have wire that gets put over the top. Right now I have the wire moved to the side because I had to collect eggs, but they do live in here, and quail don't really need much. This is a cob job type of a pen, but it does get the job done, and very rarely do they ever escape. And if they do, it's due to my own laziness, because there's a hole over there on the far side that I never patched. But aside from that, they do stay in this pen. My 4-year-old loves his quail, and it's actually become his own little part-time project. So basically he helps collect the eggs. Both of my children help clean the pen, but because Blake collects the eggs, and when the quail eggs hatch, he also helps reset the incubators. When those eggs hatch and we end up with little baby quail chicks, we do sell them. So I will put them on various avenues of sales sites, and when they do eventually sell, the money then goes towards my 4-year-old's little, I don't want to say nest egg, play on words, but the money is his, that someday he will be able to invest in whatever agricultural endeavor that he decides that he wants to do. This feed that we're feeding right now, it's actually cost us nothing to feed them for the last couple of months, because this was leftover turkey feed from our meat turkeys, so that cost is already covered. And if we didn't have the quail to eat it, we do have a small quantity of chicks, but it would take a very long time for them to go through that, and probably not in enough time before it went bad. So these guys definitely helped to clean up the accidental excess of turkey feed that we had from our Thanksgiving turkey raising operation. And if you are not familiar with quail, the incubation time for a quail egg is actually 18 days as opposed to the 21-day for chicken eggs. And it takes about 6 weeks for them to reach maturity and start laying eggs of their own. So the turnaround is significantly faster than those laying breeds of chickens. Even the most efficient laying breed doesn't start laying until about 16 weeks of age, which is about 4 months. So quail can give you a return on your investment a little bit sooner. Now the eggs are tiny, I will say that. These are small birds. When you compare them to the size of a laying hen, they're nowhere near as close. Here are the eggs that I just collected, and they say that every 3 quail eggs equals 1 chicken egg, and I still think, as far as efficiency is concerned and the quickness to getting a final end product that you can do something with, quail are by far the fastest when it comes to farm animals. We did start getting an excess of eggs, so we get between 7 to 10 eggs per day here. At school, we're getting around 10 eggs also. At school, we just set them in the incubator, or we sell them to our egg delivery subscription customers. Here, we will consume them, or we will set them in the incubator to produce chicks that we will then, again, find homes for. When we consume them, my 4-year-old is the main consumer of these eggs, and he loves them hard boiled. They're really not that hard to do. It takes 3 minutes once you have a boiling pot of water, and it is the quickest snack, and this kid will sit down and eat 10 of these, no problem. They also make little scissors that you can use if you prefer frying eggs instead, because the membranes on quail eggs are a little bit thicker, so it is harder to crack them, but they do make scissors that you can put over the end and cut it off and then just dump it out in the frying pan. So if you have any questions, let me know.